for the death of a 3-month-old boy and the attempt to kill an adult female in Yellowwood Street, Bonteheuwel, this morning, Friday, the 22nd of August, 2025.
Corruption-accused crime intelligence boss Dumisani Khumalo has assured the state he will not interfere with witnesses if his bail conditions are relaxed. Khumalo has been appearing before the Pretoria Magistrates Court today along with 3 of his co-accused. They are seeking to have their bail conditions relaxed today. The accused face charges of corruption and fraud related to the appointment of 30-year-old Dineo Mokwele to an executive position within crime intelligence in April last year, despite her having no policing capabilities, knowledge or skills. One of the bail conditions attached to Khumalo is that he is not allowed to visit any SAPS crime intelligence office. Speaking through his lawyer, Relebogile, Khumalo says this condition is no longer necessary.
Investigations in the matter have been finalised. We are not considered to be a flight risk. That as most of the witnesses in the prosecution or SAPS members, there is no fear of intimidation or influence of witnesses. This is very important, Your Worship. I'll refer to this. The accused have not been disarmed of their firearms.
SA Steel Mills employees want the Industrial Development Corporation to approve the sale of the company to an investor who will prioritise their interests. A group of frustrated workers has been picketing outside the IDC offices in Sandton today. SA Steel Mills has been under business rescue since last year and has requested for an expression of interest from a potential buyer. Workers have gone without pay since the start of the business rescue process. Ntokozo Khumalo has more.
Disgruntled workers gathered outside the IDC offices are calling on the corporation to intervene and bring an end to the long business rescue process. Some employees say their families have been negatively impacted by this process as they have gone without pay for months. This is the second picket this year where workers have approached the IDC for assistance. SA Steel Mills employee Lishahonolo Sileke.
We are hoping that IDC will agree with workers to say we'll support whoever says is going to save the jobs of workers and return the workers back to work, because people are hungry, are frustrated, and families have been destroyed.
The picketing workers say they need the corporation to respond to their demands and not just stay silent. Ntokozo Khumalo, Eyewitness News, Sandton.
The Gauteng Education Department has received nearly 740,000 Grade 1 and Grade 8 applications for the 2026 academic year. This has been revealed during a briefing this morning where the department has been giving an update on its online application process. With the online applications closing next Friday, MEC Matome Chilwane says it's crucial for parents to utilize the little time left to apply. Speaking at the Eden Glen Primary School in Ekurhuleni, Chilwane says this will ensure that children are placed in the province's public schools.
Beyond being accessible online, we've opened working centres, we've opened access to all our public schools. All our over 2,200 public schools in Gauteng, we've opened access to all our district offices, and including the head office, so that parents can go there to get assistance should they have problems while they are applying.
Chilwane has warned that after the 29th of August, no further applications will be taken.
And it should be noted that after the 29th of August, no new application will be accepted. None. So parents, make sure that by the 29th of August, you have applied for your children.
And Eric Menendez has been denied parole by the California Parole Board. The long-awaited parole hearing was heard yesterday, more than 35 years after the shotgun murders of his parents in the family's Beverly Hills home. The board decided yesterday that Eric continues to pose an unreasonable risk to public safety if released, listing his teenage criminal history and the serious violations of prison rules as some of the reasons for denying him parole. The decision serves as a worrying factor for his brother Lyle Menendez, whose matter will be heard this afternoon. The critical hearings come after a judge recently ruled to re-sentence the brothers. Gold is trading at $3,331.69 an ounce. The rand is at 17.66 to the dollar, 23.69 to the pound, 20.48 to the euro, and Brent crude oil is at $67.54 a barrel.
And in the traffic, we've got delays in Tembisa on the R21 South. This is between Olifantsfontein Road and the R23, and that's due to roadworks taking place along this route. Please be on the lookout there. While traveling on the N14 East, we've got delays in the Diepsloot area. This is between Cedar Road and Malibongwe Drive. Please be on the lookout.
It's a fine afternoon in Gauteng today. Temperatures have peaked at highs of between 28 and 29 degrees. The top story in EWN this hour, the 3-month-old baby that was rushed to the hospital after being caught in gang crossfire today in Bonteheuwel has died.
EWN, in touch, in tune and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
Gauteng's greatest awards with 702 and Yoko. Your vote is not just a click. It's a thank you, a nod, a way of saying we see you. Vote for your favorite local business now on primemediaplus.com.
702.
Live
On the Prime Media Plus app.
DSTV channel 856
92.7.
and 106 FM. Let's walk the talk.
And it's Friday, the weekend is almost here. I'm Jane Dutton, I'm in for Relebogile. And tomorrow the Boks take on the Wallabies in Cape Town. Are you ready for that showdown? Will you be watching, braaiing, or both? But before we get into that rugby drama, let's talk food, specifically kotas. It's my first time trying them. And wow, I think bunny chow, but township style and way more indulgent. I just sampled many from 2 different restaurants in Soweto. Absolutely delicious. And yes, I will be jogging home after this. Do you love them? Where's your go-to spot? And come on, share your secret recipes with us. And later, the powerhouse herself, Mia, joins us live. She's soulful, fearless, and one of South Africa's megastars. She's performing at the Malibongwe Arts Festival, Tribute to Women, and she's bringing that energy right here to 702 in our Unplugged session at 1:30. And at 2 o'clock, from Pietermaritzburg to international screens to us mere mortals here in Johannesburg, Danica De La Rey Jones is a powerhouse performer. She's won awards on stage, starred in hit films like Asimali and Aya, and lit up TV screens as Tamron, Generations, The Legacy. Now she's back in action, literally as the lead in the new thriller Hunting Jessica Brock. She'll be sharing lessons learned from her failures in the upside of failure. And our conversations are always better when you get involved on the phone, WhatsApp, or via YouTube. You can call us on 011 883 0702. You can tweet me at Radio 702 or at Jane Dutton. You can email me at 702 afternoons at 702.co.za. WhatsApp me on 702 702 1702, and we'll read out your WhatsApp or play your voice notes.
702.
Food feature.
So today we're taking it to the townships of South Africa, a Kazi delicacy that is often cheap, tasty and accessible. We're talking about ikota spatlo. And if you've never heard those words before, it's a meal that'll look like bunny chow, except that it mostly has some meat, eggs, cheese, chips and lots of other sexy things in it. I've got 2 guests with me to talk us through what this beautiful delicacy is. Nia Moloko Sipai is owner of Moleko Meat. Amandla Mputi, founder and director of Street Bites. Very good afternoon to both of you. Nia, I'm going to start with you because I started with your foods, and the first thing I ate was what was the first thing I ate? It was the Brahman.
That's the Brahman beef.
Yes.
So, just talking about the Brahman beef, we are essentially at our core a meat business, Moleko Meat. Hence Moleko Meat. We have the advantage of, producing our own boerewors, our own mince. We make freshly made biltong. And we thought to ourselves, how do we tie, our relationship with meat in the township
and what perhaps we broadly known for, and the kind of cows and beef that come in. And this is where we put together the Brahman beef. I mean, it's a big boy.
Yeah.
A very big boy. You kind of need both hands, and I like to say the Soweto appetite or the township appetite to go into it. And it's an expression of really our culture and what resides in the township.
So I had bunny chow once years ago.
Yes.
It was in Durban.
Yes.
And I remember it for the size of it. And,
Yes.
you've got to get your hands around it. And I know my colleagues were laughing because I did something very disrespectful and I picked up a knife and a fork. But it's only because I'm filming afterwards and my mouth is not big enough to get around it. But
Sure.
it was delicious. I mean, what do you think the key is that makes it so different?
You know what? I think like most things, especially if things are going to be prepared, they're going to be cooked. It's a symphony of things. So it's obviously the type of ingredients that you use. It's the person behind it, honestly, and that's where for us, our team really counts. It's the person behind it, and if eventually how it's kind of presented, how it's plated, that works to all together as a symphony. It's not just quality meat, or just the great employee, or just it looking good. Something can look really, really appetizing and taste horrible. And I think with our genuine, passion to express the culture, the mixed cultural fit that resides in townships, not just Soweto, I think we've kind of nicked that, pretty well.
I'd say. Your food, a little more discreet.
Yes.
But still as tasty. You have a secret sauce in there.
Yes.
The first one I tried was the Rib King.
Yes.
Talk us through it.
Thank you for this opportunity. So my name is Amanda Mputi and I'm from Street Bites, founder and director at Street Bites. So basically what we wanted to do is that to bring the township culture and have a bit of gourmet and some artisan in there. So obviously we eat with our eyes. So basically it doesn't have to be big, but it has to be tasty. It has to be quality. So our tagline is we serve quality food uncompromised. So we've got our Rib King. That's something that everyone has been loving basically right now. And then just add color. We've got our secret sauce that's also pasted in our kotas. We do our chips, hand-cut, crinkle-cut chips. So that also just defines what Street Bites is all about. We've got our square eggs. Yes, our square eggs with our metal cheese there. So that just gives it, just that township flavor, traditional, but we're also just adding, what Street Bites is all about, just the flair, the flavor, the color, like you said, we eat with the eyes. So that's what we presented today. And obviously the taste, as you said, that's what's most important. What you've tasted is just one of our signature meals that we offer at Street Bites.
So if somebody said to you, what is this thing? What is this word? How would you describe it and its genesis?
Street food, but with a gourmet taste. So we don't want to just shy away from the tradition, but we also just wanted to give people something that could, tingle their taste buds. That's why we've also created our secret sauce in making sure that we infuse a bit of everything and just the meats we use. I mean, the square eggs, was a highlight to quite a lot of people. So just to mix that and making sure that we give people, what they want.
And how would you describe a kota to somebody who'd never had it before?
Well, the elements of various tastes, flavors coming together, but if you look at the kota itself, you spoke about a bunny chow, it immediately gives you this geographical anchoring.
Yeah.
When you say bunny chow, you kind of automatically gravitate to KZN, and when you say kota, you gravitate, largely Tembisa and Soweto. If you say Spatlo, you gravitate to Pretoria. And you notice that, the kotas and bunny chows will have, just nuanced differences here and there, perhaps, the spices, this and the other, but it's an expression really of how our cultures, I'd really say maybe 2-3 decades going back, have kind of used what they've had and what they can afford to put together a fulfilling meal. As time has gone on, there's healthier options, and I think we saw that earlier on.
Yes.
With
because it's not. What I ate earlier was definitely not healthy.
And you said you're going to jog back home, and I think that's great, right?
I'm going to have to sprint back home.
But that's what we do when we spoil ourselves, right? We don't look too much on what is it that I'm going to be gaining, or the health aspect of it. But it's like I say. For us as a meat business, it was important for us to not just exist with our core product, which is supplying to your corporate businesses, our fellow clients, and hopefully today we walk away with Street Bites as one of our clients, right?
Of course, yes.
Sourcing meats. It's also to actually express that passion that we have of representing township Soweto business. And I think this initiative, it being in Dobsonville, right, on the 6th and 7th is just brilliant, because the location is actually centered to exactly what we're going to be working on, which are your kotas. And I think Blue Ribbon Kota Festival is going to be really good.
Absolutely.
Some people might be surprised that there are vegetarian versions, and we're going to talk about that after this.
Do you know what's hiding behind the colorful packaging of unhealthy food? Big food companies target children with unhealthy packaged foods that hide high levels of sugar, salt, and fat, which could lead to heart disease, diabetes, and hypertension. But the truth is hidden from consumers. Front of package warning labels are a proven solution to help consumers make informed decisions. The government must act now. We have the right to know what's in our food. Demand front of package warning labels. Sign the petition on heala.org, HEALA.org, by the 30th of September.
Live extra at Checkers, SA's #1 value for money supermarket, and save on Parmalat or Bonita salted butter, 500 grams for $74.99. Dower Egberts instant coffee, 200 grams for $169.99. And Huggies Gold jumbo pack or extra care nappies or pants, any two for $199.99 per pack. Valid until Sunday at Checkers, Checkers Hyper, or shop on 6060.
Dreaming of a tropical escape? World Leisure Holidays has your ticket to paradise with exclusive getaways to the Indian Ocean Islands. From the beaches of Mauritius and the Maldives to the charm of Madagascar, Seychelles, Zanzibar, and more, your dream destination awaits. Take advantage of early bird specials and pay stay offers. Call 011-285-2500 and mention 702 for a mystery discount. Or follow us on social media or contact your nearest travel professional. Start planning your escape today. T's and C's apply.
For over 200,000 businesses, Yoko has been there, backing the brave, simplifying payments with our legendary Little Blue Card Machine. We've built a legacy of making businesses run smarter. Now, meet the next generation of smart. Yoko Counter. It's the smartest till you'll ever own. Your all-in-one hub for seamless payments, crystal clear recons, effortless stock control, and efficient staff management. Yoko Counter. Level up at yoko.com.
The Money Show.
Weekday evenings at 6.
The Spur Group reporting today, 11.5 billion rand went through its franchise restaurants in the year to the end of June. And the CEO at Spur is Val Nitchas.
We invested our franchisees' marketing funds heavily in activating experiences at restaurants, looking at shareables, looking at good value-added campaigns, just to offer our consumers good value, especially at a time when they are a bit strapped for cash.
The Money Show
on 702. Let's walk the talk.
The Money Show with Stephen Curtis is brought to you by ABSA CIB, backing the Ideas Fund by advancing capital to African infrastructure investment managers. Your story matters. ABSA is an authorized FSP and registered credit provider.
702.
Food Feature.
And we're talking about kotas in our food feature, which I had the privilege to try a little bit earlier on, a lot of them. And what surprised me in my limited knowledge before researching about this and meeting you two is a vegetarian version. Amanda, talk us through that.
Okay, so we can't eliminate anyone. Like we're saying, we always try and not even try. That's our purpose, to offer quality food uncompromised. So we cannot make sure that we exclude our vegetarian niche market. So what I've offered today basically is a chickpea salad that has avocado. It's got quite a few things that vegetarians would like to taste, like a guacamole is there as well. So we just don't want to exclude anyone. So we just want to make sure that they're also included. So that's the offering that we have right now, and which is quite tasty. I'm sure you had a bit of that. So,
it was.
Yes. So that's basically just us offering, we're going broader than what we normally have, just to accommodate everyone and just give them a great taste as well.
Yes.
So not...
And Nia, you've had to do that as well, right? You were saying to me that
Yes.
you've got the foods away from the quarters, so that we had the delicious chicken wings and the meats there.
100%.
With that acha, which I have to say,
Thank you,
off the
thank
charts.
you. That's our in-house acha that we make ourselves. And if you look at what you've just spoken about acha, obviously you've spoken about chicken wings, which are the few bites that we had on the side there. Those elements are synonymous with the different kota, items that you get throughout, not just Pimville but townships. And for us, the kota represents a cultural aspect of Soweto. As a meat business, I think it would have been criminal for us not to offer that in our hot foods menu.
Absolutely.
It makes absolute sense. The boerewors bunny that you may have dipped into.
I did.
Has graduated from your mince kota. Now, mince kotas, if I was just to describe it myself, are very nice and easy to kind of have, because you've got this soft
and the soft
100% with freshly baked bread, and they're easy to eat. And what you've seen is, as we graduate just in our societies and our cultures, we come up with newer ways, and hence you've got that vegetarian kota that she's just spoken about. And our boerewors bunny is an adaptation of that bunny that you get from KZN. Soweto is it's a boiling pot. I think most people would agree with that, and we like to express that. We pride ourselves on the fact that the meat, the brand itself is born as bred in Soweto, and we see it more than just meat, more than just kota. I think it's symbolic as well of what's possible. We are today surrounded by so many big retailers, right? That kind of have their hand in baking, have their hand in butcher, have their hand in hot food. And look, they've done what they've done, and it's good, and kudos to them. But I think symbolically, it's good to have events like this Blue Ribbon Kota Festival, to have vendors like ourselves, Muleko Meat Company, to have vendors like yourself, with Street Bites, because those, you have the youth, you have the mamas and the gogos out there also looking and believing that this is us, this is our culture, and people are celebrating it. We sometimes make the mistake of thinking, especially as a consumer, like, but of course, kota, I can make that at home, or man, I grew up with that. Imagine, an Italian thinking that about pizza 50, 100 years ago, and thinking, but we always have that, it's pizza. No, it's actually a good thing that we have these events, because we want to end up exporting this culture the same way we've exported Mapiano. It's the same way we'll export, hopefully, one day, Street Bites, Muleko Meat, and various kotas.
So, with that in mind, it's obviously incredibly competitive. The last meal I tried, the dish I tried was the grilled chicken, which was
the wrap.
in the
Yes,
wrap.
the kota wrap, yes.
That was sensational.
Yes.
How do you keep competitive without losing the originality of the dish?
So for us, basically, we are going with the trends, basically, making sure that we interact with our customers. What would you like? Also not just shying away from our vision as Street Bites. So we do have a traditional, which is one you tasted with the bread, toasted bread. And then we wanted to elevate ourselves, because like you say, Street Bites is all about, elevating and going with the trends. So the kota wrap, basically something that we came about, something new, something different, something people like, basically. So we don't want something that you can't, when you look at it, you can't even bite it. So I think for us, it's just small size, tasty as well, full of flavor. That's what we're going for. So with that, what we tasted was the grilled chicken. And like I said, people who don't eat pork, we've also got a variation of having chicken as well, apart from having our vegetarian. So something nice, something neat, something petite, something filling. So it comes as a combo. So we sell it with a cold drink. So basically, we target your thirst and the food element as well. So it's something that we've just come up with. That's quite exciting.
And I should imagine, considering the food, the history, and where you're situated, the conversations and the relationship with community must be important.
Yes, very much so. Very much so. We don't want to be outstanding, yes, but also making sure that we fill the gap, basically. What the gentleman said, that something similar with pizzas. So I've got a pizza place that I've created there. So I just wanted to bring that Italian
Because why
taste
not?
and feel. Why not? And bring
Exactly.
it to Rockville. So it's something that we offer as well. And I like the fact that we're going to have a partnership because also in my menu, I've got chicken wings, we've got ribs as well. So this could be a partnership that would, that's going to be very fruitful. So let's expand and just, make sure that we're giving people that tradition, yet elevating to another level. And taste is everything. Taste is everything.
How do you expand in this competitive environment?
Just starting on its own is obviously very daunting. And expansion, I think, one has to kind of step away at times and look at, what is it that we are trying to achieve here. And a kota is known for being affordable, right? An affordable, fulfilling meal.
How much?
Right?
I mean, what?
They range.
Obviously, it changes.
They range.
Depends what you got in there, but
we operate in a space where you can get a kota at 15 rand.
Wow.
Which is slightly dangerous, for those that are retailing at that amount, because you then, you ask yourself, what are the costings that go into that? And
you'd
that's
have
where
to sell many of those.
Yeah, that's
right?
where sometimes people will start and perhaps eventually close. Because at the end of the day, I think each and every one of us in this room and even the listeners, have noticed how things like just protein, which is meat, be it chicken, be it beef, have just gone,
Spiraled.
It's spiraled out of order.
Yep.
So coming up with a cost, affordable meal, be it for lunchtime, be it for a meal that you take home and share with the family, that really will be one of your unique elements. But over and above that, it's got to taste good. You can sell something cheap. If it's not going to go down well, that's the last time I'm buying it, I may have saved a buck or two. But now we South Africans, and yes, humans at large, love where brands come from and what inspires. I think you touched on something along the lines of the history. So, our name is very simple. It's Moleko Meat. Moleko is my maternal side of the family. The suggestion of naming it that came from my father, who was the first building supplier business in Soweto and became one of the biggest, which is Kenny's Brick and Tile, which is in Pimville. Now, why am I alluding to that? I see it as, especially with him suggesting that I name it after my mom, as handing over of the torch, right? Number one, from an entrepreneurial point, but now expressing it in a different platform, which is food. And food that's going to be sold affordable, food that just, affordability does not mean sacrificing of quality. And then I spoke about symbolism earlier on, and the symbolism there really is for any person in my generation, even maybe perhaps following, to see it as possible. We can actually open, run, and actually, scale, which is, your initial question, these businesses, provided that, you have, your customers want to feel a part of the brand. We love those kind of stories.
Amanda, briefly, if you will, I mean, what tip would you give to somebody who wants to start? What should they do?
I think for me, I'm self-taught. It's a passion. It's a talent. So if you have that, there's nothing that can tear you down. In your heart, if you've got that God-given vision, go for it. Do not allow any naysayers to say you can't do it, because we all can, basically. So I think the passion, it starts with the passion. It starts with that idea. And it's not about go for it. If this is what you really want, go for it. Like I said, I'm self-taught, so
and congratulations. Where do people find Street Bites?
Street Bites, you can locate it at 902 Mkhize Street, Rockville. We'll be also having our stall at the Blue Ribbon Soweto Kota Festival at Dobsonville Stadium, which is happening on the 6th and 7th September. So they can catch us there, please do, and they can get their tickets at CompuTicket. And if you're at Soweto Superstore is where you can get those tickets. So yeah, come
That's
out.
Amanda Mabotja, founder and director of Street Bites. Neo, how do we find you?
Well, initially we located in Pimville at Kenny's Brick and Tile. We're right opposite the former Virgin Active. We're in Soweto. We definitely will be one of the vendors that are waiting to see you, and actually refer to this specific interview. Let's see what we can actually organize for you. Come visit our store.
Absolutely.
And really, that's where, people, the meat meets pride, right? We want you guys to actually come and experience what we're all about, which is meat and kotas.
Thank you very much. Coming in, Neo Sipai, owner of Moleko Meat. Thank you very much, both of you. It's 1:30 time for the news headlines. A very tragic story about a 3-month-old baby.
That's correct, Jane. A very good afternoon. The 3-month-old baby that was rushed to a hospital after being caught in gang crossfire in Bontehevel earlier today has now died. Medical personnel confirmed that the infant did not survive the attack. Police say 2 unidentified men entered a home in Yellowwood Street in Bontehevel and opened fire, leaving the baby